Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for April 14th, 2020. Today I'd like to talk about another one of those incidents where somebody has said something, but because they're in a public life, there's a consequence. For this we need Steve Headley. Steve Headley is the RMT Transport Union Assistant General Secretary. Essentially, he's number 2, who said via a series of Facebook posts that he would throw a party if Boris Johnson died of coronavirus. As an update, Boris Johnson is now at his residence at Chequers. So what did he say? On a Facebook post, he said that after finding out the Prime Minister had contracted COVID-19, that he was sending thoughts, prayers and best wishes to the virus after such a horrible experience. When one user objected to the comments, he advised that person to block him, saying that he wouldn't cry crocodile tears for people who've killed the working class and vulnerable for years. And in a subsequent post, I don't want to offend you, but if Boris Johnson pops his clogs, I'm throwing a party. With an additional comment being, I hope the whole cabinet and higher echelons of the Tory party have been touching various bits of him. Somewhat understandably, because RMT Transport Union back the Labour Party and for the sake of optics and the new leader, they have to be seen acting on comments like that. In a joint statement from the President of RMT, Michelle Rogers, and General Secretary Mike Cash, they have said that Steve Headley's comments do not represent the views of his trade union and are wholly unacceptable, and that following a meeting of the union's national executive, a decision has been made to suspend Senior Assistant General Secretary Steve Headley with immediate effect while a formal investigation takes place into his conduct. Steve Headley is most known, for those who don't know, for being involved in disputes concerning pay, pensions and such, for example, the rail. Where there were protests and walkouts and strikes, he was involved in that. If you are somebody that supports freedom of speech, because this does inevitably then come down to a freedom of speech issue, then you have to support his right to say something utterly stupid, because the comments are stupid. Wishing anyone to catch a disease that has such a high kill rate, not great, especially when we've yet to get something that can realistically be commercially viable and be made for everyone as a cure. The malaria drug hydroxychloroquine can do some and has been shown to show positive results, but it is not a cure. But back to the free speech aspect of this that I want to talk about. While I do believe what he said was really stupid, I don't believe he should lose his job over it. And it will take an investigation to confirm whether he'll lose it anyway. I don't believe he will. I think he'll be called stupid, punished accordingly, but retain his job because of how important he is in his job unless they have a suitable and viable replacement. But at the same time, he's not free of consequence, which is of course where the free speech part goes to die. Individual companies, unions are companies after all, will have rules about conduct of the employee. He is not exempt from this. So for those who might say this is a free speech issue, it is not, because companies for the most part do in fact restrict the freedom to say what they want, especially when they're wishing ill upon people and then inserting their what clearly appears to be an exasperated reason based on their own experience or because of their own lack of understanding, which could well be the case with Steve Headley, who is looking to blame, which is entirely what a lot of people do. Instead of looking to find solution, they just say, it's just your fault, and don't really contribute much to the discussion. Perhaps this is also why RMT have acted the way they have in suspending him, because maybe they actually want to be involved in the discussion, in improving situations. It should be noted at the moment, RMT are not actually affiliated with any party. You'd think they would back Labour and had reconsidered joining Labour as an affiliate, but they haven't. But I do think they may well do so in the future if they want to make any discernible and meaningful change. It will be semi-interesting to see how this continues to unfold as time progresses. It should be noted that Steve Headley did in fact go on LBC. I'm not going to play the clip because they will literally claim anything with less than a split second of their content, where during an interview with Majid Nawaz, he hung up when Majid Nawaz asked him about the comments about Boris Johnson, because he's grown up and he'd already known he'd screwed the pooch and knew consequences would, well, there. Yes. With this, I'm very interested to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments down below.